I look on a technical term, I get it. I get why you're doing it. I legitimately believe that they didn't care until it started looking really good. And then they were like, oh no, we gotta stop this from happening because we're not gonna let some foreigners knock out one of our best stories ever because we can't do it right. Ty,
I'll get you. What's up?
Ty, they fucked it up.
What?
Berserk out here hating, bro.
Wait, what happened?
So they basically shut down that fan anime of the Black Swordsman's arc.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, hey man.
Look. On a technical term, I get it. I get why you're doing it. I legitimately believe that they didn't care until it started looking really good. And then they were like, oh no, we gotta stop this from happening because we're not gonna let some foreigners knock out one of our best stories ever because we can't do it right. So
they can do right if they wanted to.
They don't want. That's the problem is they don't want to.
I wonder what the actual. I wonder if it's like a licensing thing. Like, what is the reason why certain things we anime? I doubt it's just like, we just don't feel like doing it. There has to be some legality like behind that.
According, if I remember the statement correctly, because Lonnie sent it to me, he sent it to me, and I already knew about it at the time. But it was like they got so far along to the point they were getting ready with release date. We were seeing things that were like, oh my god, we're really excited for it. And I think they didn't really take it seriously until they realized that, oh my god, this is good. This is good enough that it's a threat, and they're not going to be able to make either any money from it. And the way the statement was handled.
Can you pull up this image? Keep going, Ren.
Yeah, the way it was handled, I don't think they even wanted to do like a collaboration. Like, all right, we'll let you use the IP, but we want a cut. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, or am I wrong, Lonnie? Because I legitimately believe they did not care about this at all until it looked good.
No,
and then all of a sudden
it's one of those things where it's like it's to a certain degree of quality where like if they do decide to make an anime, it's gonna be compared. So that's why they shut it down. Because like if they make their own anime, if like they finally like greenlit an actual licensed anime, and then somehow some people are be like, oh well, the fan made one is better, the fan made one is comparable to it, then that opens up the floodgates to a bunch of shit.
Look, my only thing is, could they really not work something out? They put in the work. They found the money. They found a way to do it well enough that this isn't just because fans were excited because we're getting a new adaptation. Fans were excited because it was looking really good, Ty. I understand it's a fan thing, so you can so you can take it with a grain of salt. But legitimately, because the minute we started hearing about it, we started hearing about trailers, they should have shut it down then if they really care this much. But I legitimately think they shut it down because it was good. Because it was good enough to threaten them, and that's why they shut it down.
Yeah, this is the letter by them about them canceling the project that they put out.
It really hurt me, man, because we talk about it. Obviously, we're who we are. We talk about it all the time. You find ways to make other projects that are controversial and make them work, and are also stories. Like, I understand you can't show everything in Overlord. You can't show everything, but you find a way to make Overlord work. And Overlord touches on some heavy things, like season 3 when that group of adventurers breaks into Nazarick, right? And Shaltir captures that one girl who realistically is only doing this because her parents can't stop spending money, so that's why her noble family's broke. You do not want to know what Shaltir does to that girl. You really don't. And I'm sitting there saying, y'all can do things like this all the time. But for some reason, Berserk, you don't want to take the plunge. When guess what? It will draw numbers. It will perform well. Nobody's just talking about this. You've seen the influence of it once Miura passed. Miles, you on fantasy? Were you playing Final Fantasy 14 when Miura passed? You saw the line of people just getting their blackest armor with a giant sword, just standing on the street posing, just showing that how Berserk affected them. Elden Ring is legitimately like it's such a huge part of it is Berserk's influence. Like these things, it isn't just like you don't know that this thing won't sell. You clearly know it does. And when I can understand a little bit of professional jealousy or irritation that fans were able to do the one thing for some reason the people that is your literal job to do, y'all couldn't figure it out, but the fans did. That's why I'm wondering, was it really that hard to not be able to talk to them to find a way to make this work? Okay, look, we'll let y'all do this, but we want a massive cut. We want 40%. We want something, and let this go on. Was that really too hard instead of shutting this down? And I'll say it again, the only reason they shut it down is because he was good. Because he was good enough that some fans found a way to do it right in a way that we haven't seen. As much as I love the 97 adaptation, as much as I love it, that clearly shows its age. Repeating landscapes, sometimes in an action scene that they'll show something, then they'll show the landscape again, or they'll repeat shots. But like, I don't understand how if you're gonna shut it down, don't let it get this far. Don't let it get this far. So that now we're sitting here talking about it, and we're all just, and at least I can say for me, I can't speak for Ty because I know you felt some little type of way because it was fans doing it, but you could clearly tell they had massive respect for the IP. They really took their time with it because I know a lot of people who say, "Oh, I love this," and then they'll try to crank it out, and it'll just be a money grab because they just want to put something out there. This wasn't just something that they went over for 2 years. This was a long undertaking that they did, and then, like I said, they shut it down because it was good. And they don't like Riddell said, they don't want to have that conversation in 2035 where Miles, you and I are saying, I can't believe the fans made that Berserk thing so well. And studio whatever still can't find a way to do this right. But some fans and some crowdfunding found a way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really disappointed because it just shows that you're not willing to take the steps to create what we have repeatedly said. It's not just me, it's not just Ty, it's not just people, even people who don't like that series, what could arguably be the greatest anime of all time, and you refuse to even attempt it. You refuse to even attempt it, especially after you half-assed 2016, which we do not talk about because you just didn't understand the material.
Yeah, we don't even speak about 2018. No, I agree. It's really disheartening. To me, it's bad. It's almost not like necessarily bad business. It's like bad faith because it's like you guys are taking so long to come out with the manga. You guys are taking so long to like redo the anime, which we all know that nobody liked. It didn't do well, and the fact that like people took their time out, like it low key should be like a badge of honor. It's like, yo, these people took time out of like they took years out of their life to like honor somebody's work. And like you saw your whole community get behind it. You saw your whole community support it because you're not living up to your obligations. You're not living up to what you should be doing. And you shut it down. So is that really honoring his memory? Is that really honoring his memory? I don't think so.
Were they making
that's
money?
Honoring your pockets.
Were they making money off of that fan-made project?
That's I feel like is going to be the most important crux because what I believe happened, and to be fair, I don't have evidence of this, is that the people wanted a large percentage of any money they made from this project because obviously they're going to put it out there. It's going to have advertisement. They're going to make money. It probably has a Patreon too. They're going to like, but this is we want. I wouldn't even be surprised if they said 100% of it. But let's be generous and say 80%. That's a ridiculous amount of money. It's just like, why are we going to waste our time making this if some other people are making 80% of our money? Like that's ridiculous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody's saying that if they ask for 60%, if I was them, is there a way for me to make enough money that it's viable enough for us to continue making because they're starting with Black Swordsman for a reason, then they're going to go into Golden Age and follow the story the way it is, right? Was there enough money for even would there be enough money for us to even think about? Could we even make the first arc of Golden Age after this? Could we even do it? And I don't think they were going to let that happen. This was basically either they told him to shut it down or they priced him out. Santo or Miles, they priced him out, and that's unfair because
Why is that unfair?
I think that's unfair, especially if you're not willing to do the project yourself. That's I'll say it till the cows come home. They only stopped it because it was good enough. If this was trash, they would have stopped it from the beginning, Santo. If it was trash,
they would have stopped it any way if it was good or bad. You're messing with someone's intellectual property.
That's true.
I agree with that, but that's why I'm saying, is there no way that nothing could have been worked out at all?
Well, you need to have that. You need to have that conversation before you start doing anything.
And I think also, like, I don't think this is it's a situation where like studios like, we don't want to make this. There has to be. I just think there are legal reasons behind why things are made and why things aren't.
Yeah, I would agree to that as well.
I agree. I guess maybe this is me as a fan right now.
Yeah, you're coming from.
I'm clearly hurting about this, but when I see studios making Reborn as a vending machine, when I see studios making bad slice of life anime here, bad isekai here, bad this, or take breaks in making or take shortcuts, like if Blue Lock, because I haven't seen it yet. I have not seen the trailer yet. I'm probably going to watch it after this. If Blue Lock turns out to be that bad, and obviously this isn't the same studio, what's stopping you? It's not like Miura's estate is stopping you from making it. Unless if that's happening, then I can't blame the studio. But what's stopping you for even trying to make? Is this really that hard to make? Because at this point, I know I said no to Disney, but God, at this point, if you can't make it, if you as a Japanese studio cannot make it, then call somebody with major money in the West can, and they can do it well enough. If they actually understand the material, that's another thing, right? They have to understand the material. But somebody with the actual funding can't. Is it because this will cost too much? Is that a big thing? Because I don't believe that.
As much as you don't want to hear this as well, what if they just don't want to?
Yeah.
Then that's bad business. That's bad business.
That's not bad business. It's my property.
There. I mean, sometimes people are that selfish. So I mean, you just gotta let it rock, man. You gotta.